gentlemen, boys and girls. So here we are in Windstorm in the LEFH18B2, aka the leaf blower. The reason I'm doing this, and also another premium, the T28 with F30 gun. It's got the, I believe, 85 millimeter gun on it versus the standard T28 that's got a 57 millimeter. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, I'm just trying to kind of guess at tanks they might throw in the advent calendar, and I got this funny suspicion that the leaf blower might be thrown back in there. Um, and to be honest with you, if this tank, or excuse me, tank, if this artillery does get put in the advent calendar and they do have it up for sale, do yourself a favor and buy it. It's a lot like the, well, it's like the FV304 with this rate of fire, but this has actually got a better rate of fire. Yeah, the whole team looks like they're all going one way. You got a few going that way. But anyways, you can see the FV304 by far is way faster than this, but this, you don't have to drive 3/4 away across the map to shoot anything. I can hit across the map from back here. So, you know, that's one bonus from this. Two, for an artillery, it's actually got decent armor. I've been in this thing and bounced rounds from equal and higher tiers. I've bounced rounds in tier 5s and tier 6s from it. So, you know, don't let the armor fool you. I mark up there that I'm going to take a shot at this F41. I'm aimed in. I popped the round off, but watch. Boom, I would have hit him too. Would have killed him, but oh well. If somebody else can get the kill, they get the kill. So I see the T14 up here, and a lot of these guys that were playing, they were wise to the fact that they stayed in the buildings, because basically, if you are in an enemy tank and a leaf blower, or if you're in a tank, your tank, and this leaf blower shoots at you, basically what you want to do is get out of there as fast as possible, fix your track and get into a building, because I can guarantee it, once I start hitting stuff, I chew it up and spit it out. I did. I must have actually hit that. I did. I thought I hit a blind shot on him. So, like that tank destroyer right there. If he would have stayed where I could have kept getting shots on him, I would have pounded him and just kept pounding him and pounding him and pounding until he was dead. I might have only hit him for 20 hit points, but let me tell you, you get hit enough times, man, it just tears you up, and you just end up getting a kill. And this shot right here, I think this one actually, he goes invisible. You saw how far off that was, way over here. The second one here I shoot in just about a split second. I was invisible, but I do hit that one for, well, maybe not that one. Sometimes, I'm telling you, this thing is so inaccurate, it's not even funny, but sometimes, like this shot here, you got to make sure it shrinks all the way in. You know, and right on. I've hit stuff on the move with this thing. It'll be just bucking across the map, and I'll get a nice shot in on it and hit it, and then I'll have shots where I'm fully aimed in and pull the trigger and completely miss. But you really have to get to know the, not the rate of fire, but once you pull the trigger, how long it takes the round to get there. Like you just saw me, you know, hit that there. I should have stayed right on that, but I thought I was going to be able to get some shots on some of the stuff here. I think, yeah, the KV2. When I play artillery, I always go for one of the two. The best statted player or the biggest gun player. So I only hit the KV2 for 44, but I knock his track off, and I can sit here and just tear him up. If I can hit him. Like I said, the aim on this at long distance like this is not the best, you know, but like that, I just ended up finishing him off. But the reload on it is so fast, it's only like 6.5 seconds. The reload is so good on this thing that, you know, if you pull the trigger and miss a shot, that's no big deal, because a lot of times you'll be able to put 2 shots or maybe even 3 shots into somebody. You know, if they get, like this shot right here. And if you hit him in the back, you do shots for 430 some damage like that. 395, and I caught him on fire for 38. So, you know, if you hit stuff in the back and the sides, you are going to decimate stuff at low tier like this. The problem is when you have an AT2 in front of you or an OI, you really got to chisel at them. It just takes a lot of shots. Yeah, you got to really know if you saw how far in front of that, I led the target because that round lobs so high in the air. You know, look how it still almost hit him, but you can see when I'm pulling the trigger how it's going from green to red and how long it takes that round to get there. You know, you really got to know how far to aim ahead of, lead your vehicles because if you don't lead it properly, you just miss shot after shot. I mean, do you see how long it took for that round to get there? I hit him, I think, one more time. So watch when I pull the trigger. Boom, I pulled the trigger, and it hit him. It took probably about, almost 2 seconds for that round to actually, flight time for that round to actually get there. 1.5, maybe 2 seconds. So that's the reason a lot of times I'll miss more targets than is when it's long distance shots like this, because the round takes so long to get there, like this one. All he has to do is move, and you see how long it took to get there? And if I remember right, I don't think I hit him. But now the OI, heavily armored, and I get some shots on his keister, and I think I hit him for like 13. I want to hit him in the side, so I'm trying to aim. Like, if he would have kept moving, I would have hit him, but he stopped. Damn it all. You got to work with me here. If you're on the enemy team, stop so I can shoot you. That one hit the building back there, or the roof of the building. But he knew he was getting shot at, and smart is he got back out of the way where I couldn't hit him. Now you can see, as of right now, we're leading them, but they do catch up. Those derp guns on the OI just tears these little guys apart. Because, these tier 5s get hit by the OI, they just don't have a chance. They just get just decimated. Plus that AT2, he was just in a position where unless somebody flanked them, they're not gonna be able to pen this front unless they know of the weak spot, which is that huge freaking commander's hatch. If you're ever in an artillery and you get a clean shot where you can aim right at that commander's hatch, aim at the commander's hatch if you can. Yeah, see, you just took out another one of our tanks. Yeah, our tanks start falling left and right here. But so we get, I think it's our M2, M4. Yeah, our M4. And I think one other might be the tank destroyer. Yeah, the Nashor. And they get on cap, start capping them. And I was moving forward. And if you saw that there, I was moving forward. I was going to reposition. But then I thought, if these guys are getting on cap, they got to go forward. That OI, the view range on that sucks. And the AT2, unless he's got nods, his view range is not going to be the best in the world. Plus, where that M4 was setting, there's a big dip there. So they got to go literally up into the cap to get shots off at him. So I thought, this just might work out for the best. So they're getting drawn out now. They're lit, and I hit the OI for 85 that time. You can see it doesn't do a whole lot of damage to heavily armored stuff. It just, you hit it so much. I hit him for 101 there. So now I'm going to kind of take blind shots because the stuff's not lit. I'm trying to gauge where the targets are, how far they've moved, and then you got to add in, it's got almost a 2-second flight time for that shell to get there once you pull the trigger. 1.5, 2 seconds, whatever it is. So I was like, how are these guys not lit up? And I'm thinking they're going to be up in the cap before you know it. So I think I start aiming up. Yeah, I aim up in the cap, and there's the AT2. I think I hit him. No, looks like the FV304 finished him off. The OI finishes off the M4. That was my shot for a whopping 18. He's down to 52 hit points, and I hit him and finished him off in just a second here. So we ended up winning that. Got down to me and one other artillery. So yeah, both Artys focus fire. No, I'm going to start shooting at frickin' mountains. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never played World of Tanks before. Jesus Christ, I'm sorry, that was funny. Coming from a guy it's got a 256 win 8. He's going to tell me what to do. I'm sorry. Oh my God. People crack me up sometimes. The guy's been dead for, 3/4 of the match, doesn't have a clue what he's doing, but obviously we're going to focus fire. But anyways, so a lot of times it gets down to where it's one or two REs against something like that OI, and you end up losing because they just got those big old derp guns, and they shoot near you, and it does a bunch of damage. But yeah, this leaf blower, I'm telling you, you will be amazed if you do buy this, how well you can do in it, the amount of damage you can do in it. If you hit every shot. The more distant shots, like in this map, where you're shooting quite a ways away, you really got to gauge your shots and lead the targets really good, or you can see what happens. You just miss multiple times. Or in city maps, too, it makes it hard. It does have a pretty good arc on the gun, so you can hit targets in a lot of places where people think they're safe. And another thing that really catches them off guard is the reload on this, because you'll hit them, they'll fix their track, and before they start backing up, you hit them again, and you re-knock their track off, and then they're stuck. They're sitting there for however long it takes for their crew to fix the track, and you got a 6.5 second load time. Normally, with even a decent crew, it takes about 7 to 8, sometimes 9 seconds to fix that track. So you'll probably have another round in them and re-knocking that track off again. So you can just literally sit there and decimate a higher tiered tank, doing, even if it's 20 hit points of damage at a time. It's lower tier, so it's not like they got 10,000 hit points. Most of them probably only have 400, give or take, 300, 400, 500 tops. So you can sit there and just whittle them down. So even the toughest AT2 with great armor, you can just sit there and tear them up because your reload's 6.5 seconds. So anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll have some post-game stats for you. And like I said, I really hope they put this in the advent calendar. I got a sneaky suspicion they're gonna, because not that I ever really knock World of Tanks, but they've been kind of gouging and putting tanks out there they know are real popular, to try and make every penny they can out of everybody, which I can't blame them. You got to make a profit, But yeah, so I got a feeling they might throw this in there, and it's if you don't know about it, it's a very good artillery, and it is very well worth it. Probably one of my most favorite arties in the game. It's probably the most favorite arty that I have. Well, I've only got two, but anyways. So anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll be right back with some post-game stats. Alrighty, so here's the results of that match. As you can see, it doesn't, if they put this in the advent calendar, I mean, like I said before, I don't promote really artillery play. I've only got two arties in the game, this one and another premium, which is the Sexton 3, Sexton 2, something like that. I only kept the two premium artilleries. Otherwise, I sold every one of my artilleries, just due to the fact that, for one, I really don't like playing it that much. Personally, I don't think it takes a whole lot of skill. The reason I was doing this one is because of the fact that I've noticed they've been putting in the advent calendar some tanks that's like on the U server. I saw a couple tanks that I never thought they'd sell again. So I'm thinking, and that's why my brain is smoking and hurting, is they might throw this back in the advent calendar. And if they do, I'm telling you, you want to buy this. You really, really, really do. You can't put vents on it, so the best you can get, like I've got mine set up with gun rammer, gun lane drive, and camo net, because you can't put it's open top, so you can't put vents on it. I wish I could, because that would obviously bring your dispersion down a little bit, and it's .67. Not the most accurate in the world, but I've seen a lot worse. The reload is what really makes this shine. It doesn't hit for a whole lot. I was hitting that OI for 18. I think I hit him once for 13. But when I hit him in the side, I finished him off. Hit him for like 2 something. Their AT2, he was one of their best players. Him and one of the other guys, might have been the OI. Those two were kind of, I think they're more or less seal clubbing. The only reason I play this artillery, like I said, is once in a while just to blow off steam, piss somebody off like I get pissed off, and I just sit there and get pounded on by artillery, but mainly because I have a funny feeling they're going to put this in the advent calendar. And if they do, I really want you guys, if you can, spare the money, talk mom and dad into getting it for you or whatnot, to pick this up if you like artillery at all whatsoever. Like I said, it doesn't hit for a lot. And I've done a review on this before, but we'll just go over it a little bit. So the gun on this is a 105. average penetration for your HE is 53. For your heat is 104, which stinks for heat unless you hit something in the side or the rear, and 64 for your standard AP. I don't even carry any AP. It's a waste. Half the time when I've shooting, bang, bang, I'd say about 7 out of 10 times I hit something with a heat shell, it bounces. 104 pen, just even if, unless you hit it in the rear or side. If I've hit KV ones in the front and bounce, bounce, bounce. It just does not have enough pen at the angle, I guess, or whatnot to penetrate. It's crappy. So that's why I carry so many HE rounds and only 6 heat rounds, because the heat rounds, like I said, 8 out of 10 times will just bounce. I've almost got this crew up to 100%, so I'll probably run a match or 2 in it after this review, just to get it to 100%. I've got a pretty good win rate, and if I can find it. Yeah, I've got 107 matches with a 55% win rate. Says average damage per match is 628, but like I said, this you don't do a lot of damage in it. The fact is, you just fire so fast, you piss people off. As soon as you lock onto somebody, if they're in a tank and they're one of the top tier tanks, and as soon as they get hit with one round, they know they need to hide, get behind a bush, a rock, a building, or they're going to get decimated. You're just going to whittle them down. Doesn't matter how much armor they have. You might only hit them for 20 hit points of damage, but when you get hit 15 times and under, what, 40 seconds or whatever, I mean, the reload on it is about 7.5 seconds, give or take, 7.68. So you just fire so darn fast, it's how you rip stuff up. You might not hit for a lot, but you just tear them up. So anyways, that was a Mastery Badge Class 2, a bruiser. We ended up getting 3 kills. Hit the KV2 twice for 159 and destroyed his track, and must have got some, 279 damage upon me destroying his track. He got himself in a bad spot where he was kind of like trying to side scrape, and I think he was trying to side scrape, or he really didn't know how, and even though he was kind of tucked in at the angle I was at, I was still able to put rounds in him and attract him and kind of held him in place, and he just got screwed. A lot of the tanks on the enemy team I noticed had the big old derps like the KV2, the OI, so. But anyways, and when you see tanks like that, you probably saw me kind of aiming around the map at their bigger tanks. There was a A20 or something, I think, on the enemy team. I think I take a shot at him towards the end. T14, T50. I can't remember what it was now. Sorry, guys. But anyways, he was lit up, and I don't even think I took a shot at him. Just because I want to work on the stuff with the bigger guns and get it out of the match. So we end up finishing the KV2 off, and then we hit the OI for a total of 256 with 4 hits, and we knocked out his track, destroyed his track, finished him off. KV30.01D, I hit him for a pretty good amount. Yeah, 433. He poked out, and I kind of watched him, and I noticed once he was poking out, he was kind of sitting there, so I just lobbed around, and I think it was a blind shot, and it actually did hit him. The FV304, he got lit up, and we hit him for 280, finished him off, and knocked out his fuel tank and gunner, but obviously knocked him out. So one of the Churchill 3's got good armor. I tell you, I was missing a lot of shots, but like I said, you fire so darn fast, and in a city map, it is really hard to hit stuff when they tuck in like that. But we hit him 2 times for 245 and knocked out his observation device. The other Churchill 3, we hit him once for 163 and knocked out his track. And the AT2, we'd hit him 1 time for 20 hit points of damage and knocked out his track. We got most damage with 1,556, 3 kills, and that was a 712 base experience. I believe that was the highest on the team. Nope, second highest on the team. The M4 got the highest there. We had 29 shots, and that's one thing you really got to watch, too. Towards the end, I really started kind of trying to aim in a little bit better. You only have, let's see, 36, 79, 42, 42 shells. And I shot 29 of mine, so you can go through them pretty darn quick. We had 11 direct hits, and they penetrated, but they were HE. 5 splash damage for 1,556 damage. They were all more than 300 meters away. Damage 7, destroyed 3, and damage caused with our assistance was 279. And we did move around a little bit. I tried kind of repositioning to get some shots on the AT2, but then I kind of noticed, I'm like, well, if they're going to want to, reset cap, they're going to have to drive to the cap. So I decided I better just go ahead, hold up, stop moving, and aim in so when they get lit up. And I put a couple blind shots up in there trying to hit them too. I think that's actually when I hit the A20, or not A20, I'm sorry, the AT2. So we made 39,612 credits. I had a personal reserve popped, one of these whatchamajiggers up here. So I made some 19,806 extra credits for a total of 59,418 credits. And we made, after they resupplied the ammo, 35,706 credits. And the win 8 on that was like a 4,000 something, I think. Yeah, 4,397. So the likelihood, if you do, I believe it's right around 750, 800 damage. It might be 900. I know it's 900, give or take around there. You'll be up into the blue Unicom Win 8. It's just due to the fact that it doesn't hit for a whole lot, so they don't require you to do a lot of damage to get a good Win 8. If you're trying to bring your Win 8 up, I've described in the past, I can't remember the exact name of the website, but there's a website you can go on to. If you want to know it, shoot me a message and I can get it for you. It's not like, it's not Tanks GG. I can't remember the name of it, but anyways, it'll break down exactly. Let's say you like playing the Matilda, and it will tell you exactly how much damage you have to do to get a green Win 8, Unicom Win 8, or a Super Unicom Win 8. It'll tell you exactly how. Let's say you got to do 500 for a green Win 8. You got to do 800 for a Unicom Win 8, and you got to do 1,300 for a Super Unicom Win 8. It tells you exactly how much damage you need to do in that vehicle. So let's say you like playing the Matilda, and you're always, your stats aren't going up, and you're like, what the hell's going on? And then you look and you can find out, oh my God, well, that's why my average damage in this is 705, and I'm averaging, or you have to do 1,800 damage to get at least a Unicom Win 8, or a dirt green, whatever it is, Win 8. So it can help you out, because there's certain tier 10s that I love playing, but you have to do so much flipping damage that it's hard to even get a decent Win 8 in it, let alone think about getting a Unicom or a Super Unicom Win 8. I mean, literally, you got to do, like, I think it's 3,500, and I'm going to be made out to be a liar here. I want to say the object 140. It's one of the mediums. You got to do just a butt ton of damage in order to get a really good Win 8. And I noticed it seemed like every time I played it, my stats that day, at the end of the day, if I played it several times, just really kind of sucked. And so now I don't play it as much as I used to. I used to play it, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 times a day, and now I might play it once a week. Just because it was hurting my stats more than anything. I mean, I was decent in it, pretty good player in it. It's just you got to do so much darn damage to get a decent Win 8 in it. If you didn't do that damage, just say you pulled out and already, clicked you, or you go north, the rest of the team goes south, and you get just annihilated. Then that really makes your Win 8 just really suffer even worse. So it's a website that can really help determine what tanks are good and bad to play. That way, if you're playing one that you really like, and you just, seems like you can't get a good Win 8 in it, it'll tell you exactly how much damage you need to do to get a good Win 8 in that tank. It can really help you. I mean, it can really turn your stats around big time if you are kind of a stats person. Some people play the game and they don't give a rat's butt if they get their Win 8 is, purple, or if their Win 8 is 23. They just don't care. They just play it for fun. And I play it for fun too, but I play it for the competition. It's just my way of, trying to compete against people. And, when you get your own personal. The only thing I really wish they would take out of World of Tanks is your win rate, because you might be on a team of plebs. I mean, just a 15 or 14 other just moronic idiots that drive around in circles shooting in the sky, driving off into the water, and then you suffer and your win rate suffers because you get stuck on a team that just completely sucks. And so you get penalized for a crappy team. And I wish they would get rid of the win rate, because like a lot of my tanks, you'll see, Super Unicom, stats in my, tier 8s, 10s, 9s, whatever it's in, but my win rate will be like a 40-some percent. Like my Yagzilla, for instance. Let me find it real quick. Tis, where are we hiding? Right here. 42% win rate in that thing. My win 8 in that particular tank destroyer is either a Unicom or Super Unicom. It's either dark blue or purple. I play it really well. I just can't seem to, whenever I play it, get a team that'll win. And so, you get these red numbers. Same with the Leopard. 22 matches, because every time I play it, I lose. All these lights, all the new light tanks, I just quit playing those. Oops, let me hit the right thing here. So let's go to tier 10 and look at the light tanks. Every time I play those things, and they're a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. I love playing them. This one here, I've played it 3 times, won 0 matches. Finally, I said, I'm not even going to play it anymore. I can't make a difference in it, because 99% of the time it seems like my rounds bounce, or I just get decimated in 1 or 2 shots. Out of all these, if you get one of these, the WZ-132-1 is probably the best one out of the bunch. Your APCR penetration is 246, and you do get heat, which kind of sucks, but it'll bump you up to 280. And the rest of these, the penetration is it's pitiful. 242, 280. Wasn't that? I think the standard round on this one was, whoops. See if I can not click buttons here. 246, 280. I didn't realize that was the same. Maybe it might be the aim. What is this? 0.34. 0.4. This got worse aim. I know that excuse me, the turret armor on this thing is really good. It's 200. Your hull armor sucks, but it is fast as hell. And you got side skirts, which do help when artillery shoots at you. This one, for me, I don't know what it is. I seem like I do a lot better in this one, damage-wise and stuff. But you can see 3 matches, 0 wins. 12 matches, so that's 6 wins, 6 losses. 3 matches, 33%. What's that, 1 win? Wow. The T100 LT, 17 matches, 41% win rate. It just seems like certain tanks, and mainly these new light tanks, I cannot get a team that wins. And the problem that I have is I'm not good enough, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not good enough in a light tank to continue trying to play it, because I'm not doing my team a favor. Give me my Moss, my Super Conquer, my 215B 183, IS7, Type 5 Heavy, T110E5, the PZ7, my 7201K. Oh, I love them. I can do flipping phenomenal in my heavies and a lot of my mediums, but in the tank destroyers too. But when it comes to a light tank, I'm just not maybe skilled enough to play a light tank. I just don't have the niche. I tried. I feel I do pretty good. I think what it is when I make a mistake, I make a mistake that's just too big. You can't, I can't back out of it and fix the mistake I made, and then by then it's too late and I'm already damaged too much and I'm a one shot and then boom, I'm dead. Believe me, I like playing light tanks. I've been playing them recently a lot more. Lower tiers, probably around 7s, 8s, trying to get those missions done. But whenever I play a tier 10 light tank, boom, dead. It just, I just get annihilated so fast. It's not even funny. But like I said, I wish they would really take out the win rate on a World of Tanks, because it's no fair for a person to have just crappy stats on their win rate when it's 14 other people you got to rely on. I mean, it's not a one-man, mission for 14 other tanks to timer hits go and they're dead before you know it, and then here you are trying to take on 14 or 15 enemies, and you got to do it by yourself just because, and it just happens so many times where it hasn't. Well, let me take that back. I don't think it's been happening as much where just teams get. It used to be either you got annihilated or you did the annihilating. It wasn't. It was never. It just never seemed like it was a close match. You know, oh, there's only 2 left on each team, or 3, or 4, or whatever. But it seems like it's been getting a lot more towards that, where the teams seem to be, I guess, more equal when it comes. It's just not a landslide. You know, every match now. Either 15-1 or 1-15 or whatever. You know, it's a lot. It seems like that's a lot better in that aspect. But the win rate, it just kind of really sucks when you get penalized for a team that just blows. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. And like I said, if they come out with the LEF, I just call it the leaf blower. Grab it if you can, if you got the extra duckies in your wallet, or mom and dad will hook you up. I can't imagine it being more than probably 12, 13 bucks. I mean, it's just a tier. I think it was a tier 4, right? Tier 4, tier 5? No, I can't remember. I think it's I wanted to say a tier 4, but it might be a tier 5. Yes, it is a tier. It's not a tier 6, is it? Oh my goodness. It is. I should have looked at that when I had the damn thing up. Sorry, guys. Okay, so it's definitely not a 4. It's probably because I took artillery off. Oh, Jesus. Sometimes I quack myself up. Alright, yeah, so it was a tier 5. I thought it was a tier 5, but I couldn't find it because I had to shut off. But yeah, if they come out with this thing, it's LEF H18B2 artillery. If they come out with it, snag it if you can, because it's really well worth it. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. Also, I do want to apologize to everybody. My last couple of videos kind of sucked. I wanted to make a video, but I just couldn't play World of Tanks in a regular match like these because my ping sucked so bad that it wasn't worth me trying to play. But I wanted to try making a video, something for you, and that's why the last 2 videos I did were kind of, needless to say, they weren't optimal or very, very interesting or very good. So I apologize about that. I don't like making videos that are boring like that, because why make them if no one's going to watch them? But I still like to try and get something out there if I'm stuck in a truck stop that's got crappy Wi-Fi, and at least get something there that you can look and compare, like I did with the B2F, whatever the hell it was, that tier 4, and you know, just trying to make something so there's some entertainment for you to watch there. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's probably a little bit better than the other ones were. And like I said, if you did like it, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So here we are on Cliff in the leaf blower, the LEFH18B2 Artillery. Basically, I'm just gonna pause it real quick. So if I were in a fast artillery, I'd probably try and get in either these bushes here or back here in this corner back here. From this corner back here in this bush here, you can still get shots down the road, basically the whole map. Shots up here, everywhere. If you go over here, you limit yourself on getting shots basically on the left side of the map from this, basically the road here across. You can't, unless you're in like the gun carriage that's got a hell of an arc and shoots around straight up basically, and lobs over all this stuff. If you're in like a 261, something like that doesn't give you that good arc, you have trouble hitting stuff on this side, on the left side, the west side of the map. If you're on this side, and then you limit yourself because you can't hit in the area over here. So with the speed of this rocket, that's the only drawback with this artillery. It's just slow to move around. Basically, I think I just kind of back up a little bit right here. It's right here, and just start taking shots, just due to the fact forward is slow, reverse is even slower. I figured I'd go ahead and just pre-aim up here thinking, every time I turn around, somebody's trying to get up on this hill. So I'd pre-aim in there and hopefully just be able to tear somebody up once they get lit. We've got all of one leopard heading that way, and the rest of our team's pretty much YOLOing down the one line there. I've been having a lot of teams recently do that, all go one way. And you could click on the map 1,000 flipping times, and it's like they either don't care, or they don't have their mini-map turned on, or I don't know, maybe they're just brain dead. It just it cracks me up on the amount of times the whole team just all YOLO one way. I mean, when that happens, they're not doing you any favors. Just because, they YOLO all one way, it seems like they do that, and they end up getting tore up and losing anyways. I think I get a shot on this M7 here. I missed this one, but I believe he gets tracked right here, and then I think I end up taking him out. Yeah, because I get that award for taking out three of the light tanks in the match. But you can see, even where I'm at, you're still limited. Well, pretty much any tank's going to be limited on hitting, on the other side of this hill right here, unless they, go way up here, which, somebody comes around that hill over here, you're dead. And then you get over here, you can hit up on this area, but I still have trouble hitting in there. So basically, we're just taking shots of opportunity, and anything and everything that pulls out, we're just trying to put round after round in it. So AT2, and you know how that is with this lovely frontal armor. Figured I'd just start dropping rounds on it. So there's 32 damage, and like I said, it doesn't do a lot of damage to heavily armored stuff, but you basically just whittle it down. I mean, you just sit there and pound it, knock his track off, and pound them, and pound them, and pound them. These guys were so bunched up here, it was just like, who to shoot at. I'm just trying to, end up hitting the AT2. I was aimed at the T14. But, I'm just trying to get as much damage out as quick as I can and try and take out the bigger guns. But the problem we run into is our teams already have dead. So, basically right now I end up starting to light for myself here in a minute because the Stug just gets knocked out. So I'm spotting this stuff myself. The M44, with his speed, he should have probably taken off up the... Oh, actually, it looks like he is. I think he gets knocked out, though, but it looks like he was trying to book up the hill there. Unfortunately, it's just, I think he gets knocked out. Looks like these guys are shooting at him. But he's got the speed where, the AT2, I see his side, so I figured I'll try and start putting rounds on his side, and he gets his front towards me, so I hit him for 89. But they're coming up on the hill. I mean, our Churchill, Leopard, and VK, I'm spotting this stuff. At least come back and try and help. With this T67 up here, I wanted to try taking him out. I don't think I hit him. I wait for him to back up here because he takes a shot and then backs up. So I try and aim it and time it perfect, but hits the rock. Now I got these guys literally right in front of me. And that PZ-4H just shot me with his derp gun, and I blocked that round. But yeah, it cracks me up the amount of people that shoot in low tiers that shoot artillery with. I just think they don't know what the difference is, and they just think they see the bigger number and they think it's just a guaranteed penetration against something that has no armor. But yeah, with the speed of this, there was nothing I could do. If I would have tried running, basically they just shot me in the back. It's just so slow. It's just that is the only downfall of this artillery is its speed. In maps where you don't have really any good cover on your side, you got to do the best you can with what's there. And there's just with this, like the speed of this, like I'm saying, there's that bush right there, but I'd be sticking out of it. I could have went there, but then I would have been probably already dead because they would have lit me up when they were over here. Yeah, so you're really limited with the speed of this where you can go. But otherwise, it has nothing but good things. I mean, it's got decent armor for an artillery. You can bounce around. I just bounce, I bounced that around for 350 on the PZ-4H there on his derp gun. And I believe, yeah, it was a heat round too, so it was his premium round. So, I tell you. But yeah, it's got a really fast rate of fire. It's pretty accurate. You just got to let it aim in all the way. But when, you start getting, your team's down to 3 and there's, still half a team of enemies, you're trying to get shots off as quick as you can. And, so just got to take your time and try and aim in the best you can. But anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, I'll have, I believe, one more video for you. So I'll be right back. But if I'm not, that means this was the end of the video. So if this is the end of the video, you guys take it easy, be safe, and I'll see you on the battlefield. Alrighty, so that was a miserable team. I have to admit, this is the first time I've ever gotten a Naden's medal in an artillery. You have to destroy all enemy light tanks, at least 3, in the course of one battle. Oh, yeah, that was awesome. Got a lot of blind shots in that time, too. T-37, we were able to hit him for 185, finished him off, knocked out his radio. KV-1S, hit him one time for 61, knocked out his track, his radio operator. Hit the T-14, hit him for 93, knocked out his track, destroyed his track. PZ-4H, hit him for 111, knocked out his track, bounced around from him, and damage upon me spotting. Yep, spotting people in an artillery again. Great teams that I've been getting tonight. Hit the AT2 5 times for a total of 312, and just kept knocking his track off. But you see what I'm saying? You hit something enough times, even if it's got 200 frontal armor, 5 shots, and I knocked him out for 315 of his hit points. So I was whittling him down. Knocked her Chaffee out. I think I used one of them that I derped right in the face. Him in the M7. Hit him for 145. Knocked out his engine track and destroyed his track. Finished him off in the M7. Hit for 127. Finished him off and knocked out his radio operator. Got a Master Badge Class 2. Bruiser and that Naden's Medal for knocking out 3 of the light tanks in one battle. I've never done that in an artillery. That's the first time I've ever done that in artillery, in any artillery, I believe. I've got 5 of them total, but I think I've done it mostly in medium tanks because you have to do it. That's random battles only. Yeah, you can do it in any vehicle, but I think this is the first time I've done it in an artillery, so it's kind of cool. We got the most damage with 1,034, 3 kills. Base experience was 360 on a whopping loss because we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our players get 0 damage. Gotta love the teams I've been getting today. I had 19 shots, 12 hit, 12 pen, 2 for splash damage, 1,034 in damage, 471 at a distance of more than 300 meters. We got hit 4 times, 3 pen, 1 bounced for 350 damage, bounced, blocked by our armor. So, like I said, this thing can amaze you sometimes. We got hit by something pretty good that'll knock you for 350, and we bounced around. Damage 7, destroyed 3. Damage with our assistance was 76. And after all was said and done, we got that courageous resistance. We made 8,249 credits, and I finally got the rest of those up. So I'm going to put Brothers in Arms on there and swap them around. But, oh, crapola, I was just going to say something. Oh, yeah, well, the reason I really just kind of sat in the cap and didn't move is on that map on that side. If you go to the left, there's some bushes over there, but if you go to the left, you can't get shots at anything on the left side of the map. That whole side, forget it. So if they would have came that side, I couldn't get any shots. And you're basically stuck with the middle of the map that you can shoot. That's it. You can't even shoot on the right side of the map because you're too far over on the left. If you go further to the right, with the speed of it, I couldn't have got down the hill and kind of set up towards the back where I'd like to when I used to play artillery. Um, but if I would have went to the right, then basically I probably would have been spotted by people that were coming up that what is it, the Zero Road there, the east side. So I didn't want to get over there too far and then get spotted and just basically, get myself lit. So I just chose to kind of stay where I did, and it worked out for the best. I mean, I was able to get a lot of damage, and um, it just, once again, it's low tiers, I think, is what it is. It's just low tiers are so unpredictable. I was kind of surprised I actually got three bonds. Um, that's kind of cool. I'm not going to complain about that. But anyways, yeah, so I hope this really helps you kind of determine whether or not you want to get this if they throw it in the sales of the tanks for their Christmas thing going on. I think it goes on. I just saw something that said something about January 5th. I don't know if that's how long it's going on or something. I'm not really 100% sure. I think it is. But yeah, I just foresee them putting this leaf blower back in the tech tree because it's a popular. I'm not tank destroyer. I'm sorry, artillery. It's a popular artillery, and you can obviously see that you can do a lot of damage with it, even though it doesn't hit for a whole lot. When you're drilling an AT2 and you hit them 5 times, I mean, you can whittle them down. I mean, 312 AT2. I think it's got 400 and some damage, 400 and some hit points. I mean, I've got it, but oh, I got it right there. Matter of fact, let's take a peek. 450 hit points. So I was whittling away at them. They are buffing those up. The front of those are going to get buffed immensely. This commander's hatch on the AT2, AT7, AT8, I believe the AT15, and I know the Tortoise are all getting their commander's hatch buffed. So that big weak spot right there on those is no longer going to be a weak spot. So the front of these are going to be a bitch to pen. Basically, artillery are going to have to deal with these tank destroyers because frontally, yeah, good luck penning these things once they buff that commander's hatch up, and it's coming out on the patch. It's coming, getting released next week? I believe it's next Friday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, so imagine this thing rolling at you, shooting every less than 2 seconds, and I mean it doesn't do a butt ton of damage. It does 75 per hit, but it shoots every 2 seconds, and if that thing's rolling at you and you can't pen the front of it, yeah, it's going to be a little bit different than being able to just keep shooting it in this commander's hatch and penning every time. Now you'll be shooting it there and bouncing. So they are going to be a force to reckon with when they buff those up, definitely. That's the reason I don't play these that much, is because everybody knows that big old commander's hatch pen you every time. So you go out there, your only option is to set way back in the map and try and snipe, and .35 actually, it's not bad, but it's just, with this kind of tank destroyer, these are ones that you want to be up close and personal because you just put round after round after round every 2 seconds, just hammer them, and then they won't be able to pen your front, so you're able to do a lot of damage. So it'll be nice when they do buff up those, especially in the Tortoise. Everybody knows the Tortoise has, just awesome frontal armor, but it's got that honking huge commander's hatch. Where the hell is that thing? I got it up here, maybe? Oh, it's a tier 9. Duh. Here I'm looking at tier 10s. I'm like, where the hell is it? Yeah, it's got that big honking commander's hatch, and everybody just hits that thing right there and just ping, ping, ping. All you gotta do, literally, shoot it anywhere right here. Anywhere in the front, right there, and it will pen you 99.9% of the time. I don't think I've ever bounced a single round that's hit me there. So it still will have a weak spot, if I remember right. This right here, maybe? This little, machine gun port? I think that is going to be, the only weak spot on the front of this now. They're buffing that up like the T110E5's commander hatch. So, yeah, shoot it all day long. Good luck. You're not going to be able to pen it. I believe that the front of this, they're giving it a whole rework on the front for its frontal armor. This thing is just going to be oh so sweet when you play it, and people just can't. Oh, well, just shoot him a commander stage. Boom! Oh, look at that! I just penned him with a round that does 125 pen. Because it's just so easy to go through that big old honking commander stage, and you can't miss the damn thing. I mean, you could be across the map and peg that thing. It sticks up so high. So yeah, this will be a buff that will I'm definitely look forward to. So I love playing this tank destroyer, the tortoise. Yeah, I got 146 matches and a 55% win rate. Average damage per match is 2132. I play it very well. I like it a lot, but I don't like that. You got to hide that commander's hatch right now. You got to have a building on the left side of you, or a rock, or they just sit there and pen that thing all day long. So it'll be definitely a nice buff. But yeah, if you can get your hands on this leaf blower, do yourself a favor and get it. It is so well worth it, and it makes credits. I mean, I don't have I got that courageous resistance, but I shot 19 rounds, pen 12, and still made 8,249 credits. So you can make credits with it, and if you pop one of these personal reserves, I mean, I was making closer to 19 grand per match when I did that. So, yeah, you could make some credits with it. That's for darn sure. Man, you could train up a crew. Um, this thing I've got to say is probably one of my favorite artilleries, and I really don't like Arty to begin with, but this one I actually do really like. So, anyways, you guys take it easy. Be safe. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.